In this video, we are going to be talking about SEO for MSPs. There is a lot of bad information about what SEO is and how to approach it for MSPs. And mostly they come from people or companies that want to sell you something. They make it complicated for you, so you don't really understand it. And then you just need to just trust the people or just say yes. So we are going to be focusing on what not to do and what to do in this video. So let's get into it. Now, when it comes to what not to do, there are two main things that you should not do. One is just to focus on what's not going to give you results, obviously. And that is things like focusing on the technical SEO that is just nitty-gritty stuff like adding alt tags to your images, adding meta keywords to your Yoast SEO plugin, creating content that a lot of people are going to see, but nobody's going to convert from that content. And just to give you an example, we inherited an MSP company from another agency, and they were receiving a ton of traffic. But you know how much of that traffic was converting? Very little. Why? Because they had a ton of blog content on their website that was about something general, like how to migrate Microsoft 365, which anybody could be searching for that, right? So what we did was just we killed all that traffic. So we killed, I think, 40 to 60% of the whole traffic of that website. And you know what happened? Google started to understand better what the website was about, and the good leads that they were looking for is starting to arrive. So don't focus on just adding content by just adding content that is not focused on problem solution type of content, okay? If you are going to write any blog post or any content, focus on problem solution, because a lot of companies are going to be searching for problems they have with their IT and they want to find a solution. And more times than not, a lot of those don't want to do it themselves. It's similar to what I'm doing here, right? I'm giving you information that is valuable for you so you can do something about it. So what are the three main parts of SEO? I divide organic search results and Google My Business Profile as two different aspects of SEO. So in this case, I'm only going to talk about organic SEO, and this is after the ads and the local results, okay? So there are three main pillars. There's technical SEO, there is on-site SEO, and that includes content. And then you have link building. Those are the three main things. And for those that don't know, technical SEO is everything that is broken on the website, right? On-site SEO has a component of the architecture of your website, how the URLs are structured. They have another component that is about the content on your website and the optimization of that content. And then things like internal linking, and that is linking one page to the other the right way. And then link building are mentions on other websites that link to your website. You know, for example, when you are on the New York Times and you see an article that talks about a company and then it has a link and then you click on it and that link goes to that company website, that's a backlink. That's link building. And these are pretty much the three things that you need to focus on. Now let's talk about technical SEO. For the majority of MSPs, what you need to focus is on having things that are not broken on your website, right? For example, if you click somewhere, if it goes to nowhere or a missing page or a page that doesn't exist, those are the main things that you need to focus on the technical side of things. Now there's a bunch more, right? But you can use tools like Ahrefs nowadays. You can put your website there, you do an analysis of your website, and you will have a list of the items that you need to fix on your website. And again, 80% of those are not going to make a big difference on your website. The majority of the things that you need to focus on are those that are broken things on your website. But you can use Ahrefs, look at what's happening, and then fix all those. Now you can hire a marketing agency if you want to do that and you don't want to take care of these things. But for the majority, you don't need that much technical SEO. Also, you want to make sure that your website is in Google Search Console, because that's also going to give you additional information of what's happening on your website, and it will give you valuable data like how many clicks you are receiving, how many impressions, and things like that. But that's it. This is not going to just give you a ton of useful information. I'm going to now focus on on-site SEO. What is on-site SEO? What the majority of people think when it comes to SEO is the optimization of your website, the optimization of your content and your pages. So I'm going to give you some tips that you can use right now in order to improve your rankings and improve the SEO of your website. I'm going to be talking about two case scenarios. One is if you are servicing one city, which I don't recommend that you only service one city. You can service all your service areas, so you can service towns and suburbs in your city. And then I'm going to be talking about if you service multiple cities. In fact, I'm going to scratch the first one. I'm only going to talk about if you service multiple cities because I want you to receive leads from more places than just one city. So this is what you need to do. You need to create one page per service per city. Okay, so let's imagine that you have 3 services. Just to simplify things, you do IT support, you do manage IT, and then you do co-manage IT. Those are 3 service pages. Now let's say that you service 10 cities, right? You service maybe a major city, let's say Portland. And then you also service smaller towns or cities like Beaverton, Tiger, Lake Oswego, maybe Happy Valley, Gresham. Those are smaller population cities, but they also are good cities because there are businesses there. So let's say that in total there are 10 of those, right? You will need to build 30 pages because you have 3 services for Portland, 3 services for Lake Oswego, 3 services for Tiger. And that way you're going to be targeting those specific areas and you can potentially rank for all those areas. You would not imagine how many MSPs I found that they don't have a landing page per service per city or area that they service. How do you do that from a URL structure? First, you create a page that is called areas we serve or service areas. And on that page, you list all the cities that you serve, and then you put under that city a link to the landing page for that service on that city. So if you have a Portland, you will have a link that is Manage IT Portland, another one that is IT Support Portland, another one that is Co-Manage IT Portland. In the Lake Oswego, you will have a header that says Lake Oswego, and then you have a link that links to the Manage IT Service Lake Oswego, IT Support Lake Oswego, and Co-Manage IT Lake Oswego. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's what it is. I'm in Oregon. Okay, so that's the first part. The second part is how do you build the URLs of each of those landing pages? You need to focus on the keywords, right? Because the URL is one of the biggest indicators for Google about what the page is. So for example, for Portland, it will be manage-it-support-Portland. For IT support, it will be IT-support-Portland. For co-manage, will be co-manage-support-Portland, right? So that's one way to do it. If you want to do it on a folder basis, you can also do /Portland/IT support, right? /Portland/IT manage IT services. You can do Portland /co-manage support. So those are the 2 ways to do it, and both of them are fine. You just choose one and go with it. It's not going to make like a huge difference, but if I had to advise you one, just do the Portland, the city at the end. So now in each of those landing pages, you have a little section, and we are going to be talking about internal linking now. You have a little section that links to the other pages. Okay, so let's say that you call this section other services that we offer in Portland, right? Let's say that we are in the Manage IT Services Portland landing page, and you have a little section there that says other services in Portland, and you have a link to the IT support and another link to the Co-Manage IT, right? So in the Co-Manage IT page, you will have another section that says other services that we offer, and then you have a link to the IT support and a link to the Manage IT services. If you want to simplify this, you just put the 3 service areas that you have in all the landing pages for that city. And that way you are creating kind of like a hub for that city that is going to help Google when they arrive to your website and crawl this section to understand that you have hubs per city for multiple services. This is important because it's going to help Google organize your website when it crawls it. Okay, a lot of MSPs don't do this, and this is very important. It's just SEO 101, and this is going to help your MSP a lot. Second part, on a page-by-page level, you need to do the same thing with the title, right? So the title needs to match the URL because we are optimizing the URL. So for Portland, for Manage IT, your title should be Manage IT Services Portland, and then you can have something for CTR. No downtime for your business, or something catchy that you might want to add in order to stand out from the competition. Now, the next thing that you can work on is in the meta description if you want. That's when you do a search on Google with the little description that shows at the bottom. This doesn't help you rank better, but it helps you stand out when you do something that is conversion-based writing, right? So something that entices people, something that has call to actions, something that talks about benefits. Now, the next thing is your main header of the website. I would suggest you to just match the title. And the main header is usually the first tagline that you find on each page. And if you match that with your title, you're good to go. Now, the next part is you need to focus on your other headings on your website. And those need to talk about the parts of the service that you are offering, and they need to align with what your main topic is. So if you're talking about managed IT services, then you need to talk about what that involves, what are the things that you are going to offer, and things of that nature. So the easiest way to do it is just you go to your top 3 competitors that are ranking on the top 3. You see all the headers that they have, you compile them all, and then you delete the ones that are repetitive, and the ones that are similar, you just use them as a framework in order to write your content, okay? And that's going to put you ahead of everybody else that is not doing this. Now, remember to try to add images and optimize those images. And the way that you optimize them is just naming your image something related to the service that you're offering. And on the meta description or the alt tag of your image, you add a description of the image and hopefully it's related to the service that you're offering on that page. I would recommend, if you can, record a video that is going to be talking about what you do for that service. You can record just one video and put it on all your landing pages if you want, or one video per service, and you add it to each landing page, because that's going to add more data, more information on your page in order for Google to give it more strength and more authority. It's also a conversion optimization element that is going to create engagement and trust with the person that is visiting. And a lot of MSPs don't do that either. And it's just crazy to see that. Also, if you have a Google business profile on all these cities, you want to embed it on your landing pages, because that's also going to send some signals to Google. And there's a lot of other things like advanced schema that you can add to your website, but we're not going to get too much into the weeds, because I want to give you tips that you can do today in order to increase the rankings on your website. Now, if you had a URL that was targeting a service and you're going to change it to a new URL that includes these optimizations that I'm telling you, don't forget to redirect the old URL to the new one. Okay, so that's it for on-site SEO for you, so you can do something about it. And 90% of MSPs don't do this. So if you do it and you are tracking your rankings, you will see movements and improvements. Give it about 1-2 months at the most. Now, when it comes to link building, the way you approach it is you need to create a list of websites that talk about your topic. When you create that list, then you need to try to collect emails on those websites. That's usually looking at the contact us page. You can use tools online in order to do that. Things like Buzzstream, Pitchbox, or things like that. We have developed our own internal tool in order to do that. And then you need to send information to these websites. Just contact them, asking them if you can write an article for them, or if you can insert a link on one of their pages. So there are 2 types of links that are the ones that are going to give you the most bang for your buck. One is guest posting, that is writing an article on other website that your company writes, or your agency writes, or a writer writes for you. And then you build a link on that page to one of your websites, to one of your landing pages. And the other one is called a link insertion. So that is you insert a link on a page that they already had that talks about the same topic of what you do as a service. One of the easiest way to find those links is to go to a tool like Ahrefs, and then you put your competitors there, and then you see what type of links they have. That's kind of like an overview. Another type of links that you can build are citations. Citations are links that come into websites like Yext, like Angie's List, Yelp, Better Business Bureau, and things like that. So what you can do is just send them to an aggregator. There are 3 main aggregators, and if you do that, you're pretty much covered, because the main problem with citations is that most of them don't index in Google. And if a page don't index in Google, Google cannot find it. It doesn't notice it. So that link doesn't count. And in citations, what you need to have is your NAP correctly. That is name of your business, address of your business, and phone number of your business. So everything that Google crawls and compiles is congruent, because think about your business in Google like this way. Google creates entities. An entity is a piece of information or is a thing on the internet that Google sees. So your business is going to have multiple entities. Maybe we'll find a LinkedIn profile of your business, a Facebook page of your business, a Twitter account of your business, an Instagram account of your business. And this is why I recommend you to create as many social media profiles as you can, even if you are not very active, because Google are going to notice all those, and then it's going to put them all this information together, and it's going to create almost like an idea of your business within Google's database. So the more things Google can find about your business, the more prominent and more authority it's going to give it, and it's going to be better for you for ranking. Last but not least, something else that you can do related to link building is PR. Okay, so what you do is just you create a press release, and then you distribute that press release into multiple local newspapers and other newspapers. And what's that going to give you is a little bit of visibility, and at the same time it's going to create authority in your local area. It's going to send geo signals, like signals within your area and in your city, that are going to also help your company rank better in Google. That's pretty much it. That's SEO in a nutshell. So you might think, well, if that's easy, why not everybody's ranking? Well, first of all, it's not that easy. Okay, I gave you a high level overview of what can SEO be and how to use it to your advantage if you want to do it yourself to improve your results right now, right? There's a lot more that goes into it. So two people can write 2 pieces of content, and that gets into the content marketing bucket, right? But one person can be an excellent writer and a bad SEO, and another one can be an excellent writer, and then you have an MSP marketing company that can take that article and put a lot of work into optimizing for SEO, creating backlinks to it, the right ones, creating advanced schema markup, doing internal links for that article, and a lot of other things that can be done. And that's the real difference between doing SEO at a high level and doing just the basic of SEO, which is what I'm talking about in this video. So that's all. I'm going to be recording a video about Google Business Profile. I'm going to give you 3 tips that are going to blow your mind. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so you get an alert when you get that video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section of this video. Until the next one.